Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Anarchy Online. So in our last episode, we embarked on this quest to find a buffing nano. Lesser... Geez, I forgot what it was. Lesser... Anyways, it's supposed to buff us, give us a bit of a damage buff. I was sure that it could be bought in the store, but then I looked in all the stores and couldn't find it. Then I was sure that it could be rolled as a mission, and I looked it up online, and I still wasn't able to roll it. So at the end of last episode, I was showing you how you could use this third-party program called ClickSaver to roll missions, and I've been doing that for a while. As you can see down here, I've already accepted several missions. Missions are good for 2 days, so now I've taken a break. It's been a while since I accepted those missions during the last session. And so none of these missions has the nano that I'm looking for as a reward, but I accepted them because I found other interesting rewards. For example, this mission here gives as a reward this pistol, a second-hand Old English trading company. Now, why do I want a pistol? I don't, but see, this pistol has modified intelligence 5. So there's several items in the game that buff, various stats and various abilities. And if you get them at a really low level, like, it's very easy to equip a pistol 48. In fact, most high-level players are going to have these skills without ever having put any IP in it, just because of the trickle down from your abilities. Like right now, we have, pistol 41 because we've got the 20 buff going, and it's not hard to imagine with higher abilities you could easily get pistol 48. So these are very useful to have around, because sometimes you just need a few extra intelligence to put an implant in or something, so you could just put on a pistol and get your equipment on. Also, sometimes these can be sold for quite a lot of money. So I've accepted many missions. Some of them have these like buffing weapons. Some of them have nanos that I'm planning on needing. For example, some of the false profession nanos. Excuse me. So I've accepted a bunch of missions, and just now I was rolling a bit more, and I just found this mission here, mission in Holes in the Wall. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to get to it. That's a bit far, but we'll see. So the reward is actually this nanocrystal, but it's a find item mission, and the find item is a rifle. Now, I don't want this rifle to shoot, but this rifle is a buffing rifle that gives agility, so that could be very useful for us down the road. So let's accept this last mission here. Oh, we see where the mission is. So we could probably, yeah, it should be easy to get to. So we've got a whole bunch of missions. So let's take a look at the map here, and what I'm gonna take ClickSaver off of the, let's get rid of this. Okay. And now let's take a look at the million missions we have here. So any mission here you can always upload to map. So let's zoom in a little bit. So let's do this for all our missions. We have, just to get a feel for where they are. This looks like it might be far away, but there's a Wampa that goes right there. So this is very easy to get to. This would be a bit of a walk, might be trickier. Which mission is this? Oh, for the second-hand English, okay. Holes in the Wall. It's doable. We have to walk from either Borealis or Last Ditch. Let's see here. Old Athens, perfect. Upload to map, right next door. Also not too far away. Right next door. Also right next to that other town. Right in Borealis. Okay, good. So we have a lot of missions. Almost all of them are very easy to get to. Now again, I wouldn't normally necessarily recommend rolling missions at this level. The subway is a great place to go. Also in the subway, here while I talk, let's pick a mission that's in West Athens. While I talk, yeah, this one. Going to the subway is a great is a great option. By the way, here you see my inventory is full of these keys, right? So every time you roll a mission, you get a key. And in fact, you get an item called a key duplicator, which you can use to make a copy of a key and give it to somebody else so that both of you could do the mission together if you wanted to. Anyways, you know, doing missions early on is like, I'm only doing that because I'm doing this kind of strange Let's Play where I'm trying to do it solo. Normally, I would send some money over from another character, and just a few 100,000 credits or even 1,000,000 credits will allow you to just buy all the nanos you need at a low level and just be done with it. Okay, so we're in a mission. Here on the map, you'll see, let me close the world map here, which is P, by the way. I don't think I ever mentioned. Oh, and another thing, you can, there are like, you can download different maps, like, this is like a custom map, which has like, when you zoom in, like it has sort of more information. Now it doesn't know where I am because I'm inside a mission, but if you Google like Anarchy Online and maps, you can find there's a pretty standard map that everyone uses. It just has more information about like bosses and things and where they spawn. So I'll talk about this later. Now we're not, we're going to focus on the mission. But yeah, that's another sort of extra resource that's good to know about. Yeah, so missions are randomly generated. There are sort of different styles in terms of you know, looks of missions. This one looks like, you know, we're in a sort of you know, building, but sometimes it could look like you're in a cave or something like that. That is also determined by the settings that you set. You remember the sliders on the mission? Different sliders have more or higher or lower chances of getting you a certain kind of mission. And also different chances of getting you like different kinds of enemies. So right now I've got a mission with like human NPCs, right? But sometimes you can get a mission that has like you know, monsters or robots or whatever, right? And sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't want that. It depends. So depending on the settings that you use, you're going to get a different kind of mission. I've sort of set the settings for these missions to give me a pretty random chance of a bit of everything, if I remember correctly. Also, I should remember, yeah, I've got to find an item, okay. Because sometimes you gotta kill somebody or something. So, a few things. So, this mission is very easy. It's a level 10 mission. I'm level 13. One thing that's very effective is what's called blitzing a mission. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going and I'm killing everyone in the mission. But another way to do it is just to run through and until you find the objective, then take care of the objective and then run out and then you've completed the mission. You don't have to kill everyone. Now, in order to do that, you need, you know, to be running pretty fast, and you probably want a way to heal yourself. And I don't have that right now, because I don't have good stims, right, to heal myself. You don't have to buy stims, really, because in the dungeons, like, for example, the subway, there are mobs that drop stims that are at a good level for you to use. And then in the next dungeon after that, there are also mobs that drop higher level stims, right? Every level tier, if you will, that you're at, there's a dungeon, and that dungeon has mobs that drop stims that are very useful. So usually you don't need to go and spend a lot of money on stims. Now, I have decided to not go to the subway yet, so I don't have those stims. If I did, I'd probably just be running around here, you know, kiting basically all the mobs. Of course, the other way to do it is if you were like a fixer. Fixers are great at blitzing missions, right? Because they have buffs to run speed and heal over time, right? It's like they're made to do it. Doctors are also great at it because you just run through and heal yourself, right? Anyways, but I'm going to kill all the enemies. The other reason I'm killing all the enemies is because each time I kill an enemy, you see here it says mission chance of token reward up to 42%. So that percentage is increasing every time I defeat an enemy. And what that means is if I run the whole mission and kill everyone, I am guaranteed to get a mission token. And those tokens are the things that we put on our merit board which will kind of level up, if you will, as we sort of complete more missions with tokens. So if you blitz a mission, you're not getting the tokens. So that's a reason why you might want to kill everyone. So I don't know if I'm going to do all 10 missions killing everyone. Maybe I will. It certainly would be nice to have, you know, if we're able to have for our level a fairly high level token board, then that's great because it really buffs your HP by a lot. I've been trying to use Flingshot all this time, but of course this new rifle, I've got the alien rifle, doesn't have Flingshot, so I don't know why I was even trying. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're at 58%. So there are, you know, as you do these missions, you'll recognize like the patterns, right? Like this kind of room. There are a few like standard rooms, but these are all like randomly. I said at first procedurally generated. That's not correct, but they're randomly generated. They're like not generated as you enter it. It's just, you know, generated beforehand. But the layout and everything is random. Yeah. So this is our first mission. You can run... another thing that you can do is you could run team missions. So terminals always come in pairs, right? You have the, you know, solo mission terminal and the team mission terminal. Team missions are obviously harder, right? They're designed for a team. Okay, here's the item. So here's the item, but I'm not going to pick it up yet because that will trigger the end of the mission, and I want to get my percentage up to 100%. So I'm going to kill the last few mobs. Yeah, so team missions are higher level, but are doable solo, you know, especially if you've got a character that's really built well. And they will drop, you know, you'll have access to some better loot by doing a team mission. So you just need to ask somebody to team up with you so you can roll a bunch of missions and then go on and do all the missions. Although I've been saying that missions are a bit of a... Let's see if I can aim shot. Oh, I don't... Wait. Don't I have aim shot on this weapon? Maybe not even. Alien weapons, by the way, are very powerful, but they... by default, they don't have any special attacks on them. You can add special attacks to them via a trade skill process. The ingredients you need will drop from aliens that you can kill doing like alien daily missions, or later on, like if you... Well, we might get into alien invasion stuff later, but to do that you really need to have... to join like an organization, which is this game's version of a guild. And then you have a town, a city, and then the aliens attack the city, and that's sort of a good way to get a lot of aliens. And there's like, so there's more alien endgame content later. For now though, we're just basically using this very powerful, this rifle, just because it just does a ton of damage, right? 102. Okay, mission chance is 100%. Let's loot this last person and get out of here. Oh, we got a tiny little NCU. So remember, we have a 3-slot NCU built, but it's empty now. And I'm waiting for my computer literacy to get higher so I can equip these that we got as a reward for learning about the mail system. Okay, so here we got... let me just show what these are. These are very old school, if you will, healing rechargers. I'm gonna finish the mission here, and I got the token, which is what I wanted. Now I feel like this is not what I wanted, so where is the other reward? It probably went into my overflow somehow. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Alright, let's get out of here. Because I feel like I didn't do the mission. Where is... Oh, maybe it was here? What did I just pick up? is strange. Did I not actually pick up the item? Let's go back and take a look. Yeah. There we go. Now I picked it up. So, I did this mission for a concrete cushion. You can say, what the hell is a concrete cushion? This is an awesome buffing item. Take a look. So, the requirements to equip it are like all of these melee fighting require special attacks, DMAC, brawling, fast attack, sneak attack. They need heavy weapons and one-handed blunt. So this is like, on the surface of it, it's a terrible item, right? It requires a million things, and it does like no damage. But look at the buff. Stamina 8, Strength 8. And also has really low multi-melee. So this, and these requirements are so low, everyone has, like even I right now have one hand blunt at 35, right? Everyone can equip this, and it buffs stamina and strength by 8. So this is an amazing buffing item. I might hold on to it, but I would not be opposed to selling it for a few million credits if the opportunity arose, because that would just make our life really easy. So that's why I accepted that mission, right? Because it was just a great item that is usually quite sought after. Now, if I remember correctly, there were a few other missions in West Athens. Yeah, there's one. Oh, this one's not... It's just south of West Athens. Let's see if there's another one. This is Old Athens, Hole in the Wall. Wailing Wastes. Wailing Wastes. Here. One more in West Athens. Yeah, so that's it. We just read our mission. We got a token. Just for fun, I'm going to... Let's say this mission is... we have to like use an item on an item, I think, right? We can actually read it. Spiked food sacks to the... Yeah, so we've got to basically poison people is this mission. Oh, I see. The mission is in... The mission is like up here. So we've got to poison people. So I'm going to try to blitz this mission just to show you. Now, I rolled a lot of missions, and 2 of them involve poisoning. So I've got 2 spiked food sacks. Now, I don't know which one is the one for this mission, but probably this one, because as the inventory was filling up as I was rolling the missions. Although, I don't know if it adds them to this list, if it inserts them on top or at the bottom. We'll see. I'll just have to be quick and try both of them. So, this next mission, I'm not going to necessarily try to kill everybody. I'll just try to blitz it, just for variety's sake. Another thing about rolling missions is, like I said, depending on the settings, you might get more or less of certain kinds of enemies. And depending if you're trying to blitz or whatever, or collect like monster parts, or you might want to have a certain kind of mission. Another thing that can affect the content of the mission is some sliders will make it more likely that there are traps and locked containers. If you have a class that is good at breaking and entering, then like a fixer, for example, then that can be worth it because you get experience for unlocking those locked doors, for example. And all you need is a lockpick and some breaking and entering skill. So that can be a nice way to sort of buff the rewards for doing a mission, right? Just by making it require you to use those skills. Now, but you might end up in a situation where you can't finish the mission because your objective is behind a locked door and you can't open it, right? So you got to be careful. Okay, we need to find an item. Okay, so we have dogs in here. So I'm just, great. So one of the problems is when you have a not great connection and you have rubber banding, that can be really dangerous when you're trying to blitz a mission. Here's go. Mission complete. Now you might be asking, how did I know it was going to be here? I didn't, but I looked at the mini-map and I could tell there's always like a first room, right? And usually it's kind of a bit of a snaky room that gives you access to other larger rooms. And I could tell by the pattern of doors that this was one of the large rooms towards the back. And so I just picked this one by chance. I could have picked one that was further in this, I just started pointing at my screen with my finger. If you remember, there was like a room up here and a room down here. I could have just tried this one first. I just got lucky and picked that one first. You just get used to sort of the patterns and where things are. So there you go. So what did we get for that mission? We got a false profession nanocrystal. So as I was rolling missions, I came across a few other nanocrystals that I wanted to buy eventually anyways. So I figured, well, might as well get them as a mission reward and save a bit of money. Okay, I think the next closest mission was down here in Athens Shire. Let's go through them again. Yeah. That's in, all these are in Ortorn Valley, Old Athens. Yeah, this one over here. Let's go do this one quickly. This one is for... this is also a false profession. So the reward is like this random head implant, but it requires us to go pick up a nanocrystal false profession engineer, and we get to keep it. There are two kinds of find item missions. Some of them, like these that I've got, are you have to find the item, but that's it. You can keep it. But others involve you have to bring it back, and you return the item, and that's when you get the reward. So obviously those are not the ones that we want. This is the zoning wall, right? This is the boundary between two adjacent zones. So we are now in the new zone, and our mission should be right up ahead. I'm sort of tab targeting just to make sure, because I'm a very low level state, and so if there were wandering mobs that were high level, like for example, well, Reets are not aggressive, so I'll be okay. But some of these mobs, you know, you gotta be careful. They might want to attack you. Now these, you might be wondering, what are these? These are towers, and this is the part of the Nodum Wars expansion, the first expansion. Set up these bases, basically. So organizations can claim territory, and you can install towers in that territory. And there's a lot of benefits to having towers. The players in the organization can place personal towers, which gives them buffs. And then with alien expansions, with the alien invasion expansion, you can also basically use those cities to attract aliens to come attack, and then you kill the aliens and take their stuff. Okay, so we have a different style here. It's more of a half cave, like almost like a cave that's been arranged. Oh, this is what kind of... Oh, you know what I was just saying about... So, alright, this was a mistake. You know how I was just explaining how missions have... some of the missions require you to just find the item, and others require you to get the item and return it? Well, this one is a mission where you have to return it. So I'm not going to get to keep this, so that was stupid. So I obviously clicked on this without realizing that it was that kind of mission. So my bad. I'm still going to, just out of curiosity, I'm still going to finish it. I'm still going to do the mission. So we're looking for an item on the ground somewhere. Yeah, that was stupid. Also, this kind of terrain is Like, I don't like this mission sort of layout much, because it's kind of, everything's cluttered and it's hard to see. Yeah, so notice I'm just kind of running around and letting things hit me. Now, because it's a low-level mission, I'm, you know, I can take the hits, but normally if you were doing something that was at your level, you wouldn't want to, right? Like, obviously this would be quite dangerous. The other thing you can do is if you're running through a mission and you know, you feel like you can't take the heat, you can just run out of the mission, and heal and then go back in. The issue is that sometimes you're doing the mission in sort of like a hostile environment. So obviously I messed up, and I gotta get here somehow. Oh. Let's see. Do we have an item? No. What about here? Alright. Well, I'm taking quite a beating here. I've got like the whole mission attacking me. And I still haven't found the item. Maybe... whoops. Shit, rubber band. Oh no, we're gonna die. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And that's purely because of the... I just rubber banded right back into them. I mean, maybe I'll be lucky and maybe I can make it out. We'll see. It's gonna be close. I think we got unlucky, but then we got lucky. So anyways, this mission was a waste because... I mean, first of all, I didn't find the item, but I could go back in and look for it again. But I'm not going to because it was the wrong kind of mission. I wouldn't get to keep my... I wouldn't get to keep the item anyways. So that was stupid. Alright, so I'm going to... what I'm going to do is I'm going to... So first I'm going to abandon this mission because that was stupid. And I guess right before... this would be a good time to end the episode, but what I'd like to do right before is I'm going to go ahead and run the other missions off camera. I might, you know, actually do some of them to get the tokens. But just before I do that, I'd like to show you a bit how you travel between the cities. We touched on this very briefly the other time, but if you look here, this is the Wampa network, right? So basically there are teleporters in each of the cities and you can just follow these nodes, right? And in addition, there is a... from ICC, which was that town we started in, you can go to the neutral city to Borealis, you can go to Tyr, and you could go to Omni HQ. The other main hub is you can also, from ICC, you can go to a place called Job, as I mentioned this earlier. And Job is the way to get to the Shadowlands, but Job is also a portal that brings you to Old Athens. So the quickest way, usually, if you're in ICC, if you want to get to Old Athens, or Omni, right? But I'm clan, so we're going to Old Athens usually. Is you take the Wampa to Job and then Job to Old Athens. Now, there are a few missions that are right over here. Remember, we looked on the map and they were right over here and here. So I'm going to go to the Wampa in Old Athens, and you see there's a connection that goes right here to Wailing Wastes. So that's how I'm going to get there. There's another way to travel in this game, which is called the grid. The grid is sort of a... like, I don't know, it's like digitizing yourself into the internet and then appearing somewhere else. In order to use it, you need high computer literacy requirements. Basically, there are... the gates into and out of the grid have different requirements. So in Old Athens, you can get into the grid with a very low computer literacy requirement. So to get to the basic cities, it's quite easy. But there are exits to the grid that are like farther away from civilization, and that's why the grid is powerful. It lets you get to places very quickly, but those entry and exit points require you to have much higher complet. So we haven't had to use it yet, but we'll definitely use it. Finally, there's another grid called the Fixer Grid, or F-Grid, which only fixers can use, and that also gives you, there are sort of additional entry and exit nodes throughout the world, and it just makes trying to get to someplace just even more convenient. It's really great for fixers. Fixers can bring someone on their team into the fixer grid, so that's why you'll sometimes hear people in chat asking for an F grid, right? So they want a fixer to help them, like teleport them to the fixer grid so that they can, you know, get somewhere fast. So here's a Wampa in Old Athens. It's in the south. Old Athens connects to a few places. It connects to Bliss, connects to Job, which is how we would get to ICC, connects to Tyr, which, you know, is a capital, but now it's pretty much a dead town, and Wailing Waste, which is where we want to go. I'm gonna run the rest of these missions, and I will see you again in a short while. Take care.